back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is going to be a new series on my channel, and it is going to be called Back to the Basics. I am doing this series for a plethora of reasons. Lately I've just felt like I haven't been enjoying booktube, reading, the book community, none of it. I have been enjoying none of it. And so that leads me to not creating book content, not reading, which leads to not reviewing. And so I'm trying to find ways to enjoy my hobby again. And so I wanted to make this series. I've decided to call it Back to the Basics. And basically, I am just going to try to fall in love with reading in booktube and the book community again. So here we are. And so this is my first video that I wanted in this Back to the Basics. I have a few different video ideas, but if you are feeling kind of similar to me, and you just want to enjoy reading again, you just want to enjoy making content again without giving up the conversations we're having about real problems in the world, then let me know down below what you might want to see from me. If you want to watch me try and fail or try and succeed, let's try to be positive. Any of these things that I am trying to bring myself back to the community and bring myself back to reading. Because I have some ideas of my own, but I was told by a very dear close friend of mine that I'm not the only one that feels like this. And so if there's any video that you want me to make a part of this series, please let me know down below and I will try my best. But this first video is going to be me returning to my favorite authors. And basically what this means is I am going to catch up on the books or the newest releases from my favorite authors that I just haven't gotten around to reading yet. And so I have 3 of my favorite authors. None of them are super popular, I don't think. They're like not mainstream popular, except for maybe one I've seen some people talk about, but the other ones are they're just my favorite authors, and they have released some of my favorite books in the past. And so there are a few books that I want to get to personally because there's a high chance that I'll like these books. And when you read a book that you like, you have a higher percentage of enjoying a book from a favorite author, whether or not you've read it or not. And so that's what I want to get back to. I want to get back to enjoying books. So I'm going back to my favorite authors, and specifically authors whose books I already own. And I have some in physical and some in Kindle. So yes, I'm just gonna get into it now. It's been 7 minutes, but I felt like I needed to give a reason for this new series. And yeah, here we are, back to the basics. The first author, which if you have been on my channel for a while now, you will probably know. First author is Josephine Angelini, and there are 2-ish books that I have not read by my favorite author. And I say 2-ish, I will explain that in a minute. But the first one is What She Found in the Woods. When you lose yourself in lies, there's only truth in the dark. And this one, I think, is a YA thriller. Trust no one, not even yourself. Running from a scandal at her New York private school, Magdalena heads to her family home to recover under the radar. Over-medicated and underconfident, she's fearful she'll never escape her past until she meets Beau out hiking, wild, gorgeous, and free. He makes her believe she might finally be able to move on. But when a mutilated body is discovered in the woods, Magdalena, not sure how you pronounce that name, realizes she can't trust anyone, not even herself. I am not a big thriller kind of person. I'm not a big scary movie / book kind of person. It's just, I'm not that kind of person. But Josephine Angelini is my auto-buy author, and she has talked in the past in one of her other newest books, Snow Lane. She writes and talks about some very hard topics, and it looks like she is going to talk about over-medicated people, and I'm curious as to how she's going to go about exploring that conversation. And so this is a book out of my comfort zone, out of my usual genre, but I really want to get to it because Josephine Angelini holds a special place in my heart. So yes. The other one on my Kindle, and that is Illustrated Girl. And this one was actually like a Webb book. she was releasing on her website like a chapter or two every couple of weeks. And I know because I follow her on like Facebook and I go to her website quite often. She said that this is something where she really just wanted to have fun. And I think this is about a girl who goes into her favorite book, if I'm not mistaken, and has a limited amount of time to get out of the book before she's just stuck in the book forever. Whether or not the synopsis is correct or not, I am not sure, but here we are. The next author that I want to catch up on kind of the newest release or releases is Karen Lynch. I really like Karen Lynch as an author. She has some of the best characters that I've ever fallen in love with. She has written them and I love them. And for those of you that don't know, she is the author of the Relentless trilogy, and I have that up here. I don't want to take those down. I'll take the first one down. Here we are. Relentless just came out with these new covers. They're fantastic. The first one, Alana from the Awkward Book Nerd, got me this first one, and then I bought the other two for myself because these new covers are absolutely gorgeous. But she recently came out with a new book called Pawn, Fae Games Book 1. I think it's gonna be a trilogy, and she is one of those authors that releases small paragraph like clips on her Instagram, and it looks like I will fall in love with the characters of this new series as much as I fell in love with the characters of her older series. So I'm really excited. I think Relentless was her debut series, so I'm really excited to see how her writing has changed and manifested over time. There is also a side book by Karen Lynch that follows one of the characters from the original Relentless trilogy, and I don't know if I own it. I have Warrior, I have Haven, which are basically side books for her side characters. You kind of get like a more in-depth look into her side characters from her main series, and she does a really good job. They're like standalone, just regular books. Love them. But I really want to get to Fae Games. I don't remember what Fae Games is about. Pawn. I just know that the little snippets she puts up, I'm pretty sure that the main character, her parents go missing or are killed, not sure which, and then she's doing something, she runs into Fae. That's what I know. I don't even know if that's correct. But yes, here we are. And then my last author and last book that I want to get to, Mary Webber. She is known for this book I'm about to hold up, but she has another series. It's another one of my favorites, which is Storm Siren by Mary Webber. This trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies I've ever read in my entire life. It is so good. But the book by her that I haven't read that I want to read is actually To Best the Boys. And I have not read this book, even though Mary Webber is one of my very favorite authors of all time. It is a thrilling new fantasy from best-selling author of the Storm Siren trilogy. It says best-selling, but I never have sseen anyone ever talk about it, so get on that. One girl makes a stand against society and enters a world made exclusively for boys. Yeah, he's just gonna best the boys, I can already tell you. I don't know if this is a standalone, I don't know if it's a duology, I don't know if it's supposed to be a trilogy, I have no idea. All I know is I want to read it because I like Mary Webber. But yes, those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish books, because there is that one from Karen Lynch that follows that side character from her initial trilogy. It's like Jordan's. Oh, because here's Faded, which is 6. Jordan is one of my favorite characters from her original series, and she has her own standalone like book now that I also haven't gotten to. I'm not sure what it's called. Hellion. It's called Hellion. I will put it right here. This video is an absolute mess, and I'm so sorry. But yes, I want to get to these books probably sometime in August, if I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to do some mood reading in August. That's what I need. I need some mood reading. I need that to be allowed. So here we are. But yes, like I said, if there's any back to the basics, I want to get into the love of the community and booktube and reading again videos that you want to see from me, please comment those down below. I have a couple more that I want to get to. The first one is my favorite author before booktube. I want to kind of go back to her books specifically. That is my pile of Jodi Pickle books. So about half of those are read. So I'm doing good. I just really love Jodi Picoult, her writing. She talks about some really hard topics or topics that people usually shy away from. And yeah, so I just kind of want to go back to my favorite author pre-booktube. And again, those are non-fantasy related books. One of my other ideas is buddy read with my favorite buddy read partner, which is Noria from Noria Reads. It looks like we're going to be buddy reading a book in August. So I'm really excited to enjoy my time with her because she is probably one of my favorite aspects about the booktube community. Love and adore her. And so I reached out to her, even though we talk quite frequently, and said, hey, can we buddy read soon? Because I missed that experience with you. And she said, of course, because she's Noria. So we're gonna buddy read a book in August, and I am just trying to find little things where I can enjoy the community and reading again. And that's what I want. That is what I need. And so these are just a few ideas I have for myself. Yeah, please reach out or comment down below if you want to see anything, and I'll be happy to try to accommodate to you. But besides that, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Regardless, please leave me like maybe an emoji down below. I haven't been getting as much comments on my video, so like I don't even know who's watching my videos anymore. But please, even if it's just hi or bye or I don't know, anything. But yeah, so I'll see you guys all in my next video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all later. All love. Bye.